Look at this scene. Notice anything weird? No, it's not the fact that my man on the right cuts his hair, and only the back of his hair, in a perfectly vertical manner with a hedge trimmer. No, it's not the huge water jug that can double as a kettlebell. I'll give you a hint. Look at the confused expression on this detective's face. Get it yet? It's this guy. This guy is weird. Beyond weird. Disturbing, actually, in a Stephen McDaniel way. And I mean that. I get real Stephen McDaniel vibes from this guy. From his posture, his ability to stoically endure minutes of screaming next door, his statements are perplexing as well. When asked why he cut off his roommate's thumb, he responds,
"Because I want to send a message."
Now, don't jump to conclusions. He doesn't mean he wants to send a message in the same way the Mexican cartels do with gross acts of violence. He literally just wanted to send a message.
And I learned that his phone was touchprint activated.
So you needed his thumb.
Yeah, he cut off his roommate's thumb so that he could use his phone to send a message. Perhaps. What is with that perhaps, by the way? Is he saying he's not sure why he cut the thumb off? Is he trying to play games with the detective? This is Sean Higgins, and he's an absolute enigma. Sean is an active blood donor, lifeguard, and mailman. Why is he sitting in this police interrogation room, you ask? I mean, besides the fact that he cut off his roommate's thumb. Well, he also beat his roommate with a hammer until unconscious, and then once more when the roommate woke up. And then he ran him over with his car, and then he stabbed him with a knife a dozen times or so. After all that, he cut the thumb off his roommate, Easton Ho. Easton's thumb was used to send a message, as you know. Specifically, Sean used Easton's thumb to send a message from Easton's phone to himself. Sean then performed the following Google search on his computer. My friend has been missing and says they don't want to be contacted. Essentially implying that he believed he'd be investigated. Yet Sean also Googled the location he hid Easton's corpse. And then he Googled information about corpse decay. Like I said, this guy's an enigma. Of course, Sean was eventually investigated because after Easton was reported missing, the police went to Easton's house, which was also Sean's house, them being roommates and all. Police found blood in the garage, and the whole place reeked of bleach. Empty bleach bottles sat in the recycling bin. I don't get it. Did Sean want to try to hide the evidence or not? He cleaned up, but not very well. Maybe he wanted to be caught. Let's hear what Sean has to say.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you. We're just trying to get this stuff figured out. And just because I have no idea where we're at, I'm going to read you your rights also because you have to have a card to get out of here. And you don't. So, Sean, what's your middle name?
Christopher.
And your last name?
Higgins. Higgins.
You all right? Okay. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you are unable to pay a lawyer will be appointed for you prior to any questioning, if you so desire. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand all that? Okay. I'm going to let you look over it, and then it says, I have read and been read the statement of my rights. I understand my rights. If all that's true, you sign right there for me.
Sure.
All right. So, tell me about you. From what I understand, you and Easton have been friends for like years. Went to school together?
Briefly. Like, we didn't really know each other very well in high school. We actually mostly knew each other, after we met in Edison. So I want to say that was sometime in 2016, if I remember.
Okay.
It's been 5 or 6 years.
Okay. And you guys moved in, it was originally you and Easton? And that was in Piqua?
Correct.
Okay. And then, when did Madeline come into the picture?
I want to say at least 4 or 5 months after I first moved in with Houston.
Okay. And you guys all get along well? Is everything good?
As far as I can tell.
Okay. What has led up to everybody going their own way?
Honestly, the more I think about it, just they were wanting their own space. I know I needed my own space at some point. So, other than that, I can't really think of much else. I mean, I know the current apartment's a little pricey to rent for like, what, almost $1,500 monthly. I mean, we split it, but still, it's kind of a weird amount.
Okay. And you work at the post office?
Correct.
How long have you worked there?
I guess if I'm including training at other facilities, about a month now.
Okay.
I think a little more.
How's that job? Good?
It's wonderful.
Are you a postal delivery guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically a city carrier, if you want to get semantic about it.
Okay, so you have a route? And,
At various routes, but they're training me all over them.
okay, in Tip City. And what are your work days?
That depends on the schedule. Since I'm not full-time or anything like that yet, they kind of have me whenever I'm needed.
Okay, it's a good job?
It's a good job.
Okay. And you're also a lifeguard
Correct.
at the Lion Pickle?
Right. Good.
And before the post office, where did you work?
I worked at Lowe's in Troy.
Okay. How was that?
It was alright. I mean, I would say for the last year and a half, Lowe's, I was working as a morning stopper, which had me up, well, honestly, an hour later than now would be when I'd be waking up, starting my day.
Really?
Because I take a while to get going as soon as I wake up. It started at 4, but I needed that extra hour or so to wake up.
Yeah. All right. And money's good with you? You have, I mean, your chunk of the rent's $500? Is that the way it works? You said 15, I don't know, but.
Correct.
And you have a car payment?
Yes, that's only about $250 monthly.
Okay. So everything's going good for you? Got a girlfriend?
I did, but we recently broke up. We
Okay.
just, at the moment, she needs to focus on herself, and I support that.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
July 23rd of, oh shoot, 1:20.
Okay.
But we broke up about 2 months ago.
Has that been hard or not? Yeah. Good. You guys still friends?
Oh yes, we talk all the time.
Who's your friend you were with last night?
Last night, her name was Becca.
Does she have a last name?
No, I've actually met her online.
Okay. You stayed at her house? And that is where?
It's escaping me right now. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering right now because she actually picked me up herself. Didn't remember the specific address.
Okay, you said Kettering. Were there any landmarks or anything?
I know she had to go to work early, so I actually had to head out and find an Uber on my own. So I remember going to Tim Hortons and getting an Uber there.
Tim Hortons and Kettering. What time was that?
That was a little after 8 o'clock. If I remember right.
Okay, where'd you meet her online at?
Oh, it's a website called Bumble. It's a dating app.
Bumble. Do you have her phone number?
I do not.
Have you guys been on dates before? What's she drive?
She drives a blue Honda Civic. I don't remember the year though. I think it's early 2000s.
So tell me about your night last night. She picked you up about what time?
This was about 10:30 or so because I had just gotten home from lifeguarding and I was able to change and meet with her.
Okay. And you guys go from your house to
Her place in Kettering.
play some board games.
Pretty much.
And stayed in there till what time did you leave her house this morning?
I would say sometime around 7 o'clock.
She live in a neighborhood or in an apartment or is it a single family home?
It was an apartment. I don't remember the names though.
And she left prior to that? So she left you in the house. When you woke up, you left.
Correct.
Got any kids, pets, cats, dogs? What time did she leave?
I want to say that was around 6 o'clock. She actually woke me up to say so.
You Uber often?
Whenever I'm in the Dayton area, it just depends. Usually it's like no more than once every few months or so.
Okay.
If not,
The only reason I ask is you have a car. Seems like a lot of trouble to have to Uber home. Did you know she was going to work this morning?
she said it was a possibility. She didn't know that it was going to be that early if that was the case.
Okay. What does she do?
I remember like she works with warehousing. I remember right.
any warehousing groups?
Well, I believe it was some sort of warehousing group. I don't remember the explicit name.
Okay, describe her to me.
She's about, I want to say, barely under 5 foot tall. Brown eyes. Her hair was wavy and blonde.
How old?
About 24.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
A little bit on the slender side. To the best of my knowledge, no identifiable tattoos or markings.
What's her name on Bumble?
Oh, it's just Becca. BCCA.
And who are you on Bumble?
I'm sorry?
Do you have like a name?
Oh, it's just Sean.
Just Sean.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, your phone?
Oh, I do actually. Let's see. Yeah, I am just Sean.
Okay. And she was just Becca?
Correct.
Is there like a message thing there? Like you guys message on there?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Sure.
Is this where you made your plans for her to pick you up and stuff?
Uh, wait. Actually, I don't see her anymore. Okay, I don't see her anymore.
Can I see the Becca that is on there?
Sure. She's also 24, but she lives in, I want to say Franklin right now.
And the other Becca is gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really weird. Like,
So the apartment, is it like one of those where you have a hallway and then all the doors are in the hallway? Or is it like its own outside entrance?
it's one of those complexes with an interior entrance, if I remember properly.
Okay, so it's got a common entrance and then is her apartment upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
Is there an upstairs?
I believe there were 2 floors, if I remember right.
Anything else distinguishable about her?
Not that I can think of.
Do you guys have sex?
No.
Sleep in the same bed?
We were in the same room, but same.
There's more than one bed in her bedroom?
Oh, I just slept on the floor. I do that sometimes.
Okay. But for sure, from whenever you got there, 11-ish till 7, you were at her apartment.
Correct.
Tell me about the relationship with Madeline and Easton, because it seems like there's some issues, as you know it.
From what I could tell for a while there, it was mostly from Easton talking with me. He seemed like he was having a hard time being understood as far as what he had wanted from, not like just, okay. It seemed like he felt like he was being misunderstood, like he wasn't quite clear enough with Maddie. He said he felt like he wasn't necessarily being listened to by her. But also the thing with Easton is he does have a bit of an issue properly conveying what he wants. So there is a little bit of a disconnect with their communication. That was around December or so. I believe they've gotten much better since.
Why does Easton sleep downstairs?
Because it's awkward for him to sleep in the same bed, currently.
Why?
I'm not exactly sure.
What's your understanding of this house that they're looking at getting?
I have no understanding. They haven't shown me or anything like that. They haven't shown me or anything.
Okay. I mean, are they buying it together, do you know?
I believe that's the plan.
Okay. Are you guys like confidants? Does he tell you about his relationship with Madeline?
I mean, every once in a while, lately he's been a bit quieter about it. But that absolutely was the case for like a while there.
What's your relationship with him? I mean, do you share, like, when you and your girl split and stuff like that? Is that stuff you guys discuss?
I keep that a bit quieter.
Okay.
I usually don't like him being too emotionally involved in my own ordeals.
Is your understanding that they're together or not together?
To the best of my knowledge, they are together.
Okay.
So it seems like anyway.
Okay. And you and Madeline, have you guys ever had a relationship?
I mean, other than a friendship, nothing really too intense.
Okay. Ever been sexual with her? Okay. Do you have any idea what happened with these guys?
He has told me before that he suffers delusional episodes and has for a long time. We're not quite sure if that's what happened or not. But based on this text, that's just very strange what happened.
Do you have a theory?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a theory on where he might be or what has happened, where he would go, anything like that?
Regarding what happened, it either could have been someone broke in and assaulted him, or he was just having an episode and fled. But that's mostly conjecture. I don't really know if either of those are absolute or not.
It's strange that the mattress is gone.
Yes.
Do you agree? I just can't. Seems like if you're having some kind of episode or break, you're not probably gonna take a gigantic mattress with you.
One would think.
Okay. Did you talk to him much, man?
No.
Okay. Was she awake when you got home?
Before when I went out to lifeguarding, yes, but that was around 6 o'clock or so. After I was done lifeguarding, no.
How did you come into the house last night after lifeguarding?
After lifeguarding, I came into the garage.
Okay.
And I actually left to see Becca through the back door.
See Becca through the back door. Okay. And where's the back door?
The back door, honestly, the best way to think about it is if this area was the kitchen, it would just be right there where that cabinet is.
Okay. All right. So is there a keypad outside to get in the garage door, or how do you get in the garage door?
We do have garage door buttons.
Oh, in your car?
They're little, like the Chamberlain brand.
Right, the controller?
Yes.
Okay. So when you got home, you just hit the button, the door goes up, you come in. You're sure about Kettering?
That was weird. Just
What was weird?
that Easton's car was in Kettering and that I was in Kettering too.
Well, the reason I ask is Madeline's sure that when you talked to her, you told her Beaver Creek this morning.
Really? I might have been out of it because I'm in Kettering.
Okay. But you're sure you were in Kettering?
Yes.
Easton's wallet, did you guys find it today?
No.
Do you and him share a bank account?
Easton? No. Okay. We're making a separate.
Okay. So everybody's funds are their own funds. And you were at Becca's house from around 11 to 7 a.m. And you don't have access to Easton's credit cards, debit card, anything like that?
Actually, it's funny you mention that. I found a green bag on my way to Tim Hortons.
Yeah, a green bag?
Yes, and there were some odd items in there. One, there was a knife, and I think a hammer was in there too. There was what looked like keys. In fact, they almost looked like Easton's keys.
Okay.
There was also 5 or 6 different credit cards with Easton's name, and what appeared to be a severed digit.
A severed digit?
Correct.
Like a finger? Where's that bag?
That bag is actually in my room right now. I just remembered that. It's just like, oh shoot, they shouldn't need to know this.
Where'd you find that?
It was before Tim Hortons, but I forget exactly what address, because it was obscured and it just caught my eye behind some bushes.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly where, but it was very bizarre.
So if I took you to Tim Hortons in Kettering, where you got your Uber, you could walk me back to where you found it?
I believe so.
And we could probably walk to Becca's apartment?
Should be able to.
How far from Tim Hortons was it?
About half an hour.
Half an hour?
Yeah, I don't mind long walks.
Okay. Okay, so did you use his card then?
Hmm?
I was asking you about having access to his cards, and that's when you told me you found the bag with the hammer and the knife and the severed finger. What finger?
It looked like a thumb.
Thumb. Okay, and that's in your room.
That is.
Hammer, knife, severed finger, his keys, you think? And he carries a wallet, like a card thing on his keys?
Well, that's why I said I think it's keys, because usually they're attached, but I didn't see any wallet attached.
Anything else in the bag?
There were some pens and some granola bars, but those didn't really strike me as interesting at the time.
And have you seen this bag before? Do you believe it's Easton's bag?
I don't believe it's his bag, no.
Is it your bag? Okay, so it's a random bag. All right, and that was on your way to Tim Hortons.
Correct.
Okay, so did you use those cards at Tim Hortons or anywhere?
I actually, the Speedways, on my walk I got a Gatorade and some gloves with one card.
Gatorade and gloves. At a Speedway. You said Speedways?
There were two Speedways. The first one was for a Gatorade and the second one was for gloves. I guess my hands are getting cold.
Okay. How far apart are the Speedways?
15 minutes.
Okay, so you bought gloves at one. Where are the gloves now?
They're either in a pair of shorts or they're in the bag.
Okay, so the gloves are in the shorts.
Or the bag itself, from what I remember.
Okay. When the car was found, you went down there today, right?
Correct.
Okay. Was that location on your walk route?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. So it wasn't near either of these speedways?
The Speedway, the first Speedway was actually, if right about here was where the flex ended up, I believe that was that street, and the Speedway was over there, about where that chair was.
How much distance, like, can you see the speedway from where the flex was?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So it had to be somewhat close to your route. And was that near where you found the bag? Where the flex was?
It wasn't too far.
Okay.
I just didn't see the flex at the time.
Okay. Was there any license plates or anything in the bag?
No.
Not your bag, not his bag. When you went to Becca's last night, did you have your phone with you? Who's your phone provider?
Mint Mobile.
And your phone number?
937-214-4058.
And your phone code?
As in,
Gonna pull up my phone, I have to have a code to get in.
like a passcode or something. Yeah. Mine's currently a pattern.
Okay. You wanna draw for me?
Let's see.
The young people have the most complex pattern.
Okay, so it goes there, and then I guess I can do that with a little letter or a number next to it. 2, 8. Is that what's more?
Sure, that's awesome. Now do that for me.
Sure.
Cool. One more time.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, so 7 o'clock, you leave Becca's apartment. Do you know that the Tim Hortons is a half hour away? Is that your plan? You're gonna grab a bite and get an Uber, or you're just randomly taking a walk?
No, I was randomly walking. I knew I was going to stop somewhere to call an Uber.
Okay. Did you get the person's name, the Uber guy?
I think it was Shannon.
Shannon? And what was she driving?
Enclave?
Buick.
Enclave, I think.
What color?
It was black.
And before you get in Shannon's vehicle, you have a conversation with Madeline about these weird text messages and stuff?
Okay.
And where were you at then?
That call happened while I was in the Tim Hortons.
While you're standing temple?
And I had the bag with me at this point, too.
Okay. And were you awake when those messages came in, or you didn't see them until you woke up this morning?
I didn't see him for a little bit.
What else can you tell me about this? Was the hammer like bloody, or the knife bloody, or did you look at that stuff?
I don't remember.
Have you ever seen any of it before? The knife or the hammer?
No.
Do you recall what kind of knife it was?
It was in a box, and it said K-bar. I believe there was also a screwdriver in that box, too.
Okay. And a finger. Did that alarm you?
Well, yes.
Did you ponder maybe just leaving it and calling the police?
The weird thing is, I saw that and it didn't occur to me that that would be a good idea for whatever reason.
Okay.
So I was actually just going to take it home and then call the police from there. And it turns out I didn't really need to do that. But I actually didn't even remember it until recently. So.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Today you spent, gosh, I don't know, hours with Madeline. And her mom told her about the credit card charges around 10 or 10:30.
And those would have been me.
And those were discussed multiple times to include while I was standing there and you were sitting there. Did you think, wow, I should go, hey, that was me? Because she said Speedway and everything.
I didn't even think about that.
Okay. You recognize this person?
They almost look like me.
Mm-hmm. Right down to the shirt. Do you have a black mask like that?
I do have a black mask.
Where would that be?
I believe that would be in my car.
How about that guy? He looks a lot like you too.
That does look like me, yes.
At Speedway. With the bag on. Is that the bag you found?
Yeah, it is.
Did you buy the gloves first?
The gloves were second.
Okay.
There's a blue mask this time.
No. Might be the angle or the light. Looks like you though. Same bag.
It's really interesting.
I'm here to help, Sean,
Yes.
but we gotta come to some understanding, okay? This is a technology age. If you went on a drive last night that took you to Fort Laramie, to Union City, to Richmond, and then to Kettering, your phone is going to tell us that. Okay? And it's probably gonna be important to get that out right now.
Okay.
Did you go on that drive?
I did.
Okay. And were you driving Easton's vehicle?
Correct.
Okay. And was Easton in the car?
Correct.
And could you help me find Easton now? Because that would be a really good thing and really helpful to you. And I understand that at some point last night, things spun out of control. But we really need to find Easton. And I understand that when we do that?
I don't know where he would be.
Okay.
That 9-minute stop or whatever in Green Creek, that would be where he last was.
And what was his condition?
He was dead.
And you helped him out of the car?
Correct.
So would he be in that same spot, you think?
It was during the rains, so the flow of the river, the creek, might have been heavy. So I don't know where he would be downstream of there.
Do you want to explain to me what happened? So that I can have some understanding of it. Like I said, obviously things got out of control.
Correct.
How did that happen?
My situation with Easton hasn't been entirely pleasant. Let's just say I've suffered a lot of abuse from him over the years.
Okay.
From a lot of narcissistic and emotional abuse to even physical harm and rape.
Really?
Correct.
Okay.
Maddie doesn't know this. But part of me was terrified that he might do that to someone else. And I really didn't want to. I was standing over him, and I was thinking about attacking him. He woke up and attacked first.
Okay.
So I grabbed a hammer and bashed on that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't sure if this was self-defense or not because I was thinking of doing something, but he acted first.
Okay.
It was just,
You're fine. This is just, like I said, you know, it's time to shine the light on. So just tell me how it happened. Just walk me through, you know, from that point and where it went from there.
okay. So I did end up killing him. And from that point on, or at least I thought I did, and I tried to move him to the garage to put him in the flex. Because at that point I was just like, even if I felt attacked, even if I felt like I did it out of self-defense, I still killed him, or at least thought I did. Turns out he was still a bit conscious. So there was a little bit of a struggle in the garage.
Okay. What happened in the garage?
A bit more fighting. I ended up choking him. And we fought in the flex too. He ended up outside at one point. So I actually backed him over.
You ran over him?
Yes.
Where at?
That was inside the garage.
In the garage. Okay.
And from there, I put him in the flex. Cleaned up in the garage, cleaned up the living room a little bit. I put in the mattress and his clothes. I gathered his keys, his wallet, his phone. And I learned that his phone was touchprint activated.
So you needed his thumb.
Correct.
And why did you need his thumb?
Because I wanted to send a message. I sent it to Maddie, him, and Maddie, myself, and Kate.
And why did you do that?
I did that because I knew Maddie would want to know that something happened. I imagine Kate would also want to know that something happened. And I also wanted it to look like I was being told that something was happening.
Okay.
I know the messages weren't the most consistent. But at this point, I wasn't thinking all that clearly. I had just killed someone.
Sure. At what point and where geographically were you when you needed his finger and you removed it from the skin?
I want to say that was either before the Indiana border or somewhere in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. In the flex?
Yes.
And where would we look for the mattress and the clothes and all that stuff?
Probably somewhere down Green Creek.
So everything went in to that creek?
Yes.
And his phone? You obviously still have the thumb. Do you still have the phone?
The phone is in Troy.
Where at?
It's buried. I forget the name of the factory, but it's not far from Kroger and Troy.
Okay. Like, where's it buried? Can you draw me a map?
It might be better if you just took me there.
Oh. All right. The one right up the road from Kroger, that factory that sits on the corner there? Front, back?
There were loading docks. So I'd imagine the back side of that factory. Okay. It's on the side, like right from the road, but
How did you get there?
I drove because I was on my way to change my mailing address.
Today?
Well, yes, today.
Or yesterday?
Mhm.
How many blows with the hammer when he's in bed?
At least 4 or 5.
Okay. And you said you were pondering this, so you had went and got the hammer and taken it in there with you?
Yes.
And where was the hammer originally?
hammer originally was mine from when I worked at Lowe's.
Okay. Where did you get it from physically? Like, was it in your room? Was it in the garage?
It was in my room.
Okay. So you took it from your room and carried it downstairs?
Correct.
Okay. And he was asleep?
He was asleep at first.
Right, and they woke up? Okay. And did he have a weapon?
No.
Okay. And so, did you just like roll him up in the mattress and then drag him out to the garage? Is that how it happened?
Initially, it was in blankets.
Okay.
He was still making sound, but it didn't seem like it was living sound. So I thought he was actually dead at that point.
Okay. Well, walk me through this like it's a movie, okay? Like, you went to the side of the bed, and he wakes up, and you hit him with the hammer, you say 4 or 5 times. And like I said, at this point, the best thing you can do is be honest,
Yes.
okay? You know, technology has, I've been doing this 33 years, you know. Originally, stuff like phones where we can see everywhere you were and things, but you know, even forensic exams at the coroner's office, I mean, they're gonna count each blow. So just be straight up with me, you know, we just need to get this out here and be done with it and be honest about it. I feel like you're remorseful about it, okay? And the best thing you can do if that's the case is just tell the truth.
Yes.
Okay. So, he wakes up, or you think he's waking up?
He woke up and
Okay.
actually struck me.
Struck you where?
It was right in the chest at first, and he tried to grab my neck.
Okay, all right. And then what happened?
I was able to avoid that, and I grabbed the hammer quickly and
Well, you had the hammer in your hand, right?
yes.
Yep, okay. Go ahead.
And that's when I started smashing his head.
Okay. The hammer side or the claw side?
The way it was arranged was the hammer had essentially a side that was more flat and a side that tapered.
Okay,
It was the tapered side that
okay,
struck him.
okay. And how many times do you estimate?
4 or 5 times.
Okay. And is this actually penetrating his head, the tapered side? Okay. And so, keep going, just like I said, try to make it, you know, like, make me understand.
I take him out to the garage. And that's when I realize he's still alive and fighting. There's a bit of a commotion, if I'm being honest. The horn was honked a few times, the garage door was opened. He was able to get out of the driver's side seat.
He was in the driver's side seat?
We got in through the middle row,
Okay.
and he climbed over.
What, like he's gotta be bleeding profusely?
Yes.
Okay.
He gets in that corner of the garage, and I found him a few more times, but he still doesn't stop. So I get that knife.
You hit him with the hammer a few
Yes.
more times? Okay.
That's when I get the knife, and I stabbed him.
You had the knife on you? Okay. Where was it at?
The knife I had also brought down.
Okay. So you stabbed him where?
There are some stabs in the chest. I want to say there's a couple in the face.
Okay.
There are some in his back.
Okay. How many times would you estimate that you stabbed him?
At least 15.
Okay. All right. So does that pretty much, now where is he in the garage now? The car's still in the garage?
The car is still in the garage, but he somehow manages to crawl underneath.
Okay, and the car's pulled in?
Yes, the flex is pulled in.
Okay, and he gets underneath the flex? Okay, where at?
Like, right in the center of it.
On which side? Toward her car or toward the wall?
If this is the flex right here, he's right underneath that way with his head towards this end.
Okay.
So when I backed up, it was right over his head, if I remember right.
Okay, well, you had to pick him up so you would know if it was over his head. So his head was pretty much smashed at that point?
Yes.
Okay. And now the garage door's open, or are there people driving by? What time in the morning is this?
This was around 2:30 or so. No. This had to have been about 2 o'clock to 2:10.
Before the messages?
Correct. This is before the messages.
Okay.
So I load up the items, clean up the garage and the living room a little bit. And then I take it off.
And where do you go?
Northwest.
Okay.
Through Pickla. Ended up in Fort Morby, if I remember right.
Where's he at?
Or Easton up.
Yeah. Is he in the backpack or in the back
He's
seat?
in the trunk this time around.
The trunk, okay. And the mattresses?
The mattress was right on top of him.
Okay, all right. You gotta be kind of scared now.
I am very scared.
Driving
I killed someone and I don't know what to do because I felt like it was in self-defense, but at the same time, I was thinking about actually killing him. And I've caused a commotion.
Yeah. Did Madeline ever get up?
No.
Okay, so you're through Piqua in Fort Laramie. Do you stop in Fort Laramie?
No.
Okay.
I think there was only one other stop before Green Creek, and that was, I think that was the time I sent the messages.
Where was that at?
I don't remember exactly. I think it wasn't too far from the border.
Okay. Did you just fall off the road, or is there a gas station or
There was a farm.
farm?
That was the other thing too. Before I left for Piqua, I ran into a car wash.
Okay. And washed?
Washed the flex.
Okay, in Piqua?
This was in Troy.
In Troy, or out in Troy?
That intersection where there's Meyer, there's a gas station,
Mm-hmm.
there's Speedway,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe that leads to Coles and all that.
Uh-huh.
But down that way, I believe that's Stanfield to the left, across from the Winans.
Okay, on Experiment Farm. That car wash, I know the car wash.
Yes, that one.
Okay. Did you spray it off, or did you go through the automatic?
I went through the automatic.
Okay. So you got the car wash because there's blood all over the car? Okay. And like everything you cleaned up with, you have in the car?
Yes.
In a trash bag or something, or?
A lot of it was loose. The
Okay.
clothes were confined to a hamper and the suitcase, but there were a few other loose things.
Okay. And so, you took a trash bag out of the trash can that's in the pantry there?
Correct.
Okay. And you've got the mattress, you've cleaned up the floor. How did you clean the carpet?
Vinegar.
Okay. Like white vinegar or? Okay. All right. And then, so you didn't use any Clorox inside?
Not inside, no.
Okay. Because of?
Well, it might be so small about on the door frame, but I didn't really use it inside. I'm not really quite sure why, but
Did you wash up, take a shower or anything?
I was wearing different clothes, so I just changed out of clothes real quick and rinsed off a little what I could.
Okay. Where are those clothes?
Those ones are gone. Those ones I've gotten rid of. Like, I stashed them with his clothes and threw them over.
Into the creek?
Yes.
In a trash bag or just loose?
I think those ones were loose.
And you're able to lift him?
Yes.
He's not a big guy.
He is not.
Okay. And so you stop at this farm in a lane, is that what you're talking about? Like,
Wait. I get my story mixed up. I stop at the farm, and I actually climb over it in the back to use his actual thumb to unlock it to send the messages. When I get to Green Creek, that's when I have the idea to cut off his thumb in case I need to send more messages or do anything with his phone.
okay.
And that's when I dump his body and the items.
Into the creek.
Correct.
How wide's the creek?
About 15 feet.
Is there a pull-off right there?
The way the bridge was there really wasn't much of a pull off at all. There's almost no shoulder on there. It was just not big.
So are you basically dropping him off a bridge?
Yes,
Okay. And there just wasn't any traffic that was?
correct.
Okay. And were you looking for a spot when you went to Fort Laramie? Like, had you considered the lake, or is that why you went to Fort Laramie?
Initially, I was wanting to burn his body,
Okay.
but it was too rainy.
Did you try to burn his body?
No.
Okay. Just decided it wasn't a good idea.
Correct.
Did you have a place in mind at Fort Laramie?
No.
Are you familiar with that area?
Not entirely. I've rarely been there. I've rarely been there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, are you familiar with Greenville Creek? You just happened upon it?
Correct.
How'd you know vinegar for blood stains?
That's actually something I learned relatively early on, was I had bloody blankets a lot as a kid since, let's just say I've had many times where I've cut myself and bled all over things.
Okay.
So I learned to clean that up quickly.
Okay.
Didn't want anybody to know.
All right. So you dump everything in the creek. What now?
And that's when I make the drive down to Richmond and loop around.
What's the significance of Richmond?
Nothing really. I just drove through it.
Okay. I mean, you knew that route, or you?
I didn't even really know which route I was going on. At that point, I was just driving to drive.
Okay. All right. Good. Was there enough gas in the vehicle?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And were there any more stops then? After Greenville Creek?
No.
Okay. So straight to Richmond and then to go up 70?
I didn't go up 70. I know I took 175 or no, 125 at one point. It was,
Use Google Maps
yes.
to get to Kettering? Why Kettering?
I have no clue. I have no clue. Because, no. I suppose I just wanted to be somewhere closer. That way I could Uber from there.
Okay. Why not Tipsy?
I mean, I suppose it would have been a...
Oh, I'm just asking. I mean, is there something significant with Kettering where you're trying to get close to his work?
No.
Okay.
know where he worked. And apparently I passed right by him.
Oh, really? Okay. So then did you get picked up at Tim Hortons?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And got a ride back. How much was that?
It was about $50, if I remember right.
Did you use a card or?
It was on my own Uber account, so it was with a prepaid card. No, it was with the card. I had linked to it.
Okay. But you paid for that?
Yes,
Okay.
that was me.
Okay. And then, so you're back now, the cops are there?
Well, right behind me, oddly enough. That's when Officer Burnside had shown up.
Yeah, I think he must have got there here before you. Maybe. Is that possible? But I mean, he might have still been in his car.
Correct. I think.
That's probably you getting out of the Uber,
Yes, that is.
and that's the Uber driving away,
Correct.
and that's his dash cam. So he must have been pulled up there at least. Okay, so you go in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the backpack now?
The backpack is being held in front of my leg because there was bleach stains on there.
Okay, like, so the officer can see it, like you've got it in front of your leg?
Correct.
Okay. But you've got to turn around so that the bleach stains aren't exposed.
I have it in front of my leg so the stains on my shorts aren't exposed.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And you just go up to your room with it at that point?
And then I change.
Are you scared?
I see now.
Oh, that's not the same shirt that you have on at the gas station?
Correct.
Okay. And those clothes are in your room
Those ones are in my hamper.
with the bleach stains?
Yes.
The shirt got bleach stains too?
The black shirt should be fine. Unless there's like a small amount of blood on it, but I didn't see anything.
Okay. All right. So you take, where's this bag at in your room?
It's probably next to my bed.
Okay. So it's not hidden or anything?
It's not hidden, no.
And it's your bag?
It is my bag, yes.
So when you originally, you decide or you have this thought that you're going to come down and hurt him, this was just the day? I mean, you had no conversation with him after you got home.
Correct.
Was there some kind of falling out earlier in the day, or it was just a build-up of all of this past this?
A lot of it was a build-up.
Okay. So, I mean, there's no harsh words before you go lifeguarding or anything like that?
Correct.
Did you and him have a sexual relationship at one time?
I mean, he did take sexual advantage of me, yes.
Did you, before Madeline, was there a consensual sexual relationship?
There wasn't even really much of a relationship to be. Well, there wasn't a sexual relationship, no. It was just more so, before I moved in with him, I was very interested, just in general, with just how, I hate to say it like this, but just how a human being could be so hurt. Like, that was something that just really interested me. I saw that, and I wanted to be there to support him. And we became close really quickly. And then after I moved in, he showed a lot more of the stronger narcissistic tendencies.
And by narcissistic Give me examples.
More so a superiority complex, near constant emotional abuse.
Okay.
Shoot. There's a lot of gaslighting and even manipulating how I view my friends. There were the beatings, and there was the rape too.
Okay. Tell me about that.
The first time I tried to pay a bill, an electric bill, he found out. And for whatever reason that frustrated him, he beat me and raped me. And I kind of just let it happen. There have been a few other instances that weren't as severe, I'd say, since. And the weird thing through it all is just like, there's been too many conversations where it's like, how can someone who's so kind just sit here and take all this stuff that's being thrown at him? Like, he would say this to me. Just don't want it.
At some point, was the sex consensual?
No.
Okay, and how many sexual encounters did you guys have? Okay, and tell me about that. I know it can be embarrassing or whatever, but this is, I mean, you're not going to say anything in here that I've not heard before.
Correct.
Okay, I mean, did he perform oral on you? Did he make you perform oral? You know, was there anal sex both ways? What happened? No, you're all right. I don't mean to bring up bad stuff. I just.
You need to know it. So
Yeah.
it's understandable. It's just really frustrating. The first time after he had beat me, he pushed me onto the ground. And he had a lubrication in his bedroom that he used. I want to say that lasted about half an hour. And he actually repeatedly punched me in the back of the head, too. The second time was, I want to say, right before Maddie moved in. I was in my bedroom, just sleeping, so it was late. And he comes in, and I say, "Do you need anything?" And he says, "Strip." So I do. And he is weighing it again. Those types of behaviors those extreme behaviors didn't continue when Maddie was moved in,
Mm-hmm.
but there was still a lot more subtle manipulations and abuse that he would employ. And as soon as no one else was around, he would not hold back.
So he continued to be abusive to you?
Correct.
Physically abusive or just verbally abusive?
Mostly verbally and emotionally abusive. I mean, there have been other times where he has physically abused me, but it wasn't really all that notable.
You're a bigger guy than him.
Correct.
Okay. You can pick him up and put him into the trunk of a car and get him out when he is literally dead weight.
Correct. Why didn't I fight back?
Well, the first time, yeah.
I didn't fight back because I was afraid if I did, I would actually hurt him. Even though he clearly had no care what was happening to me at that point.
Because you're considerably bigger than him.
Correct.
Okay.
That's something I've always been terrified of. It's just hurting people. And I've lived that terror. Not even the span of 24 hours.
Did you, at any point, you feel like he's attacking you, or you go down with the plan to end his life with your knife and hammer, and he wakes up unexpectedly, tries to grab you, whatever. So you feel like at that point you expressed that you thought maybe self-defense, but because of your thoughts or pre-planning where you got the knife and the hammer and went downstairs. When you get out to the garage and he's still alive, I mean, you have your cell phone. Did you ponder calling the police and at that point telling them what happened?
No. Because I didn't. The sad thing is I didn't want this to happen. But it happened anyway because I didn't think.
I mean, on some level, consciously or subconsciously, you wanted this to happen. You pre-planned it enough to go to your room, get the hammer, get the knife, come downstairs after your lifeguarding.
Correct. I just didn't know I'd go through with it. I didn't know that he would react.
Okay. How long had you been pondering this?
Probably for the past year. But I always told myself I can't take another life. Unless they're truly evil. It's not my place to judge other people like that.
Well, you must have decided last night that
Yes.
it had to be done.
The sad thing is, I had it in my head that it was a possibility, not even that it was going to happen. Like, definitely.
Okay.
I had those ready in case something in me said, you're going to.
Okay. But when it's not like we were struggling, I made it to the butcher block, I grabbed a knife. You actually
I had those ready.
come home from your job, go upstairs, get the knife, get the hammer, come back down for this purpose, and your purpose is to kill him. You said that. You said,
That was definitely a possibility, yes.
You're not gonna bring a knife and a hammer just to tune somebody up.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So he's now under the car. He's been hit in the head with the hammer 4 or 5 times, plus some more in the garage, right?
Correct.
Stabbed approximately 15 times,
At least.
at least.
All throughout his thoracic cavity and face.
thoracic cavity in his face with the knife. He's gotta be dead by now under the car.
Yes.
Why run over him? Just 'cause it's easier to get him picked up?
He was still gasping. I didn't want him to suffer anymore. So I was just like, I need to end him. I can't let him suffer.
And so did that, like, flatten his head?
It didn't. It deformed it a little bit, but it didn't. It deformed it slightly.
Did you clean blood off of Maddie's car?
There was a little bit that had to be cleaned up, yes. What's going to happen to me?
That's really not my decision to make. Okay. I'm going to talk to the prosecutor. You know, obviously you'll be incarcerated tonight.
Yes.
We would appreciate your continued cooperation to recover the phone. And maybe even to tell us exactly where he went into the water, if you're willing to do that.
Sure. Do we want to do that now?
Yeah, I mean, we'll do that. We'll do everything we need to do before you're incarcerated. And we're, you know, I sincerely believe, I've been doing this for 33 years. And, you know, the mistake you make is going to affect a lot of lives.
Yes.
Okay? But you've done what you can, and it sounds like you'll continue to do what you can to help us bring some kind of closure and peace to that family, that they can recover their loved one, and you know, and that's what I feel like my job is. Okay? And I appreciate your cooperation, and I think it, you know, speaks for you. I truly do. I've sat in this room with, you know, people who have made terrible, terrible mistakes, you know, as you have. And it's something that everyone has to live with. You have to live with it too. And, you know, your side will be presented fairly. Whatever you want to tell me will be included in the report. I'm going to treat you like a man, because you are. And it will move through the process. But right now, I'll talk to the prosecutor, and it'll be, you know, their call, but I'm sure that they will want us to take you out there and try to, you know, first off find his phone, and then, like I said, if we can pinpoint exactly where he went in, that will help people determine where we might find him. Okay?
Correct.
And a lot of times there's, in instances like this, there's, you know, things that you don't even see, that, you know, trees in the water, things like that, you know, we may be able to recover him quickly. And that'll be our goal, to bring some, you know, closure and peace, and let the family have their, you know, son, grandson, or whatever the case is. Okay?
Yes.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I mean,
Would you like something to eat?
concerned with
No, I understand.
concerned with work and moving, and those aren't going to happen now.
No, well, you know, I can't predict the future, and what I want to make sure of is that I'm 100% straight up with you.
Sure.
I cannot tell you what's going to happen from this moment on exactly. I can tell you that when we're done with our business today, you'll be incarcerated, and beyond that, it will become up to a judge. You know, whether, you know, you have a chance of bond, what the bond is set at, things like that are determined by the judge, and, you know, like I said, you can't, I can't tell you exactly what the degree of help is, but you're obviously helping yourself by being cooperative. Okay? So the clothes are in the hamper, in your hamper, in your room?
There,
Or in a basket, or what did you?
it's a wire mesh hamper in the bathroom across from my room.
Okay, and is that where you cleaned up, or did you clean up downstairs after you
I cleaned up a little bit downstairs.
just washed up? Okay. Anything else that, without tearing the place apart, that we can locate related to this at the residence? The guys are there with a search warrant right now.
Yes.
I understand the bag is near the bed, the clothes are in the wire hamper. Anything else that you placed?
The thumb and the cards might be in a box in the plastic bag across from the bed.
Thumb and cards are in a plastic bag.
No, they are in the plastic bag across from it, but they're in a box.
Box across from the bed?
Mm-hmm. The box is in the bag, and I think the box is labeled Flavortown Fun or something like that.
What is it?
The box is labeled Flavortown Fun or something like that. Flavortown's in the title. It was something we did a while ago.
Okay, and you say, when you say across from the bed, like across from the foot of the bed, or across from the side of the bed?
If this is the bed, it's essentially going to be, that's about the split. It'll be right about here.
Okay.
That black bag. It's a big black trash bag.
Big black trash bag.
It's hard to mess.
Okay. And that's the thumb and the cards.
Correct.
The keys to the vehicle?
Those would be in the bag. The green bag.
Okay. Becca, I can leave her out of it. There wasn't any Becca last night.
No. The only Becca was the Becca who actually I was talking to on that.
But she wasn't involved
She
in
wasn't
this.
involved.
You weren't at her house or anything like that.
Do you mind if I texted her real quick?
Text her?
Yes. Just to say sentimental things.
Do you have a number for her?
Other than Bumble, no.
Okay. I don't want you to think that I don't have a trust relationship with you, Sean.
I know.
But
That is a very,
I'm uncomfortable giving you that phone.
that is completely fair.
Okay, and like I said, I'm straight up. I'll let you make phone calls, I'll let you call her, I'll let you use our phone, I'll let you do whatever you need to do. I'm just not inclined to give you the phone. Is that fair?
If that's the case, would you be able to send a message for me?
Sure. I can do that.
That one's thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can do that at your direction. I'm going to hold this, and you want to shoot your fingerprint? Okay. And what shall I say?
I will not be able to make it Saturday. You might not see me for a long time. You are precious, and I love you. please continue to be a wonderful.
Slow down, brother.
Sure.
I'm not that good. I'm old.
I know you
I will not be able to make it Saturday. You may not see me for a long time.
After you may not see me for a long time, could you actually sigh? I will be incarcerated for the mistake that I've made. Where are we at? Yes. It's gonna jeopardize my work too.
Yeah. You get you.
How do you like this job too?
I will not be able to make it Saturday. You may not see me for a long time. I will be incarcerated for a mistake I've made.
After that, you are very precious to me. I love you. Please continue to be the best human you can be. And when I'm out, I will give you that date. Yes.
Precious, stop precious, very sweet. I owe you this.
I owe you this.
It does not smell check. That's what it was about to me. Keep what? You're very precious to me.
Keep being the best human being you can be.
Okay.
I love you, and I promise I'll give you that date when I get out. If you'll still have me.
Okay.
Would you be able to read that back to me?
I will not be able to make it Saturday. You may not see me for a long time. I will be incarcerated for a mistake I've made. You're very precious to me. Keep being the best human being you can be. I love you, and we'll make up the date when I get out, if you will still have me. Okay.
All right. I suppose the other thing is I'll have to call work at some point, or if I make the
Are you
last.
supposed to work today?
Yes,
What time?
that'll be 9 a.m.
Is that number in here? We'll jot it down. Or do you know the number?
I don't know it by.
We would just call it the post office. Yeah, we can do that. Don't worry. What do you have in very large metal jug?
Water. I donate blood frequently, and I was actually supposed to donate next week.
Okay. Can I have your promise that if I leave you with that jug, you will be a gentleman and not try to hurt yourself, anything like that?
I'm not hurting myself.
Okay.
At least intentionally anyway.
I have your promise.
Yes.
Thanks. Appreciate
Thank you.
Sit tight. You want a snack? I got some Rice Krispies squares that I brought in for the guys. Would you like a couple?
I'm gonna be honest, I kinda want a hug.
Okay, let's do that.
You're okay with that?
I'm fine with it. It'll be all right, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna get some pictures of you.
Sure.
Oh, it was my glass. I was like, what's making that crunchy noise? No, they're fine. Okay, you sit, relax. I'm gonna get some guys in, or a guy, and take some pictures, just so if you have, would you mind taking your shirt off for me? Just so I can see if you have marks. I'll just get water here. That'll make life so much easier. What's the mark from?
That one was in January.
Okay. I see it's a scar.
Correct.
There you go. Okay, how about taking that off? I'll give it back to you. I'm not.
It's a pain to get off, if I'm being honest.
Does it come loose? Doesn't have a clasp?
No, okay, I didn't make it that way.
All right. Okay, here we go. Turn.
This way.
Just keep turning.
Once more.
No, hang on. We want to get your arms good. Okay, once more now.
Sure.
Get your neck real good. Okay. Anything else? Did you hurt yourself at all during this last night?
Oh, yes. This is actually from the struggle last night too.
What is? Okay, want to do the other?
There's some in here too.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, over. All right. I appreciate it.
What's your name again?
Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah. Jeff.
You can put your shirt on. I'm gonna take your chain, but I'll keep it, it'll go with you when we go to the county on it,
Yes.
okay? Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back in and talk to you. Give me a couple more, I'm gonna call the prosecutor, okay? the noise, she's really upset.
As you should be.
The Randolph County or wherever Greenville Creek is, they've already found the spot on the bridge. Okay. Are you still willing to go with us out to the Stillwater, to the factory there and help us find the phone?
If the river flows about 7 miles per hour, it could cover about 180 miles in a day. Roughly.
Yeah, well, and you have to factor in
Debris and whatnot.
debris. He's gonna originally go down, so it'll change the flow a bit. When you go to Speedway twice, why not use your own car?
Yes, that is an excellent question. But I don't have an answer for it at the moment.
Okay. Just wasn't thinking.
No, not at all. There were a lot of things I weren't thinking about over this past day.
Oh, I understand. I do. I understand the trauma involved on your side too. Okay. I know that Easton had some mental health issues. Have you ever had mental health issues?
I have been properly diagnosed, but I exhibit signs of borderline personality disorder. Many anxiety disorders are also things that have been exhibited, not diagnosed.
Okay. Have you ever sought counseling or anything like that? I talked to the prosecutor. Obviously, you're going to be incarcerated. There's still, there's going to be a murder charge. And obviously tampering for the cleanup.
Yes, that's.
And I think that's basically where you're at. What you'll have to worry about the stuff, the murder obviously is a first degree felony.
So that could be 20 years.
You know, I don't know the statutes well enough to quote them to you. Okay, because there's different sentencing on homicide than there is everything else.
Yes.
So, but, you know, down the road, somebody way smarter than me is going to explain that to you. Because I just don't, frankly, keep up on it.
Sure.
It's really not. I'm a firm believer in doing my job and letting everybody else do theirs. And so that's more of a judge question or lawyer question. I'm going to get, I'll get a road guy to drive us out and find that phone. Is there anything else that's discarded anywhere other than at the bridge and there at that factory?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. That's how we're gonna proceed. It's 4:25, so hopefully we'll get out there, you know, and back by 5 soon after. We'll get you processed, which is just fingerprints and pictures.
Sure.
And then we'll get you over to the county. So, and I'm not sure what the time cutoff is to get you arraigned this morning, but you may well get arraigned this morning. If not, I think they still do it by video on the weekends. Okay? You have any questions I can answer for you?
Not much.
Okay. If you do, you need a restroom or anything like that, just let us know.
I might stick in here for a minute.
I'm sorry.
I might stick in here for a minute.
Okay. No, I want you to stay in here, okay? But if you need a restroom, just let us know. I don't want you being comfortable. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
exhibit. Tendencies from borderline personality disorder.
Where's the license plate?
The license plates. There was one that was actually thrown away in a dumpster behind that subway there. I don't know if
Behind subway, like
where his vehicle was parked.
Okay. Okay.
It was in a bag. I don't know if it was in a trash day or not. I hope it's still there for that sake.
Okay. Well, not a big deal. Just so I know where to look. You say dumpster behind somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
It should be a brown dumpster if I remember right. It was the first one I saw.
A brown one?
A brown dumpster if I remember right. It was the first one I saw.
Okay. Thanks, son. Go on, go on that ride with us?
Yes.
These will be more comfortable, they go in front of you, that way if you stand up, they'll put this around you. Step forward about a step, there you go.
Might be a little bit more water.
Dan, you care if he brings us water?
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna drink it,
That's fair.
but
We won't be gone that long.
That's fair.
Too much about these.
Yeah. And if you describe the dumpster you put the plates in,
If I remember properly, it was brown. It was right behind that subway
there
building.
was a brown dumpster right behind the subway.
It was the first one I saw.
Did you put them in a bag or just throw
It
them
was in a bag.
Like a paper bag, or there was a trash bag in there you stuck them in, or?
It's actually the bag from the pantry. That one wasn't dumped until.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
alright.
it was a dumpster bag.
Okay.
just go ahead and relax.
Hey.
Try not to pinch your wrist with this bracelet. This one.
I don't necessarily need comfort right now.
Yeah. I also don't want it to leave marks on me and hurt, so.
What color is the trash bag it's in?
It should be white
It's white.
with a blue elastic band.
They already search your pockets, take everything out of them.
I have my hair pick in there.
Okay.
Keys. Locked. That should be ready then.
Okay. See what he wants to do with these, but. This is your water bottle, right? Correct. Okay. All right, just a second. Where'd you go? Oh, okay. Do you guys have a bag or anything, large envelope, to put this stuff in?
we might need to know?
What's that?
Do we have anything else we might need to know?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Something else does come up, we'll try and answer to the best of my knowledge.
I appreciate it. Is this all the belongings you had in here? Okay.
Because Jeff had already taken my phone.
Okay. As soon as he's ready, we'll get going. Do you want his belongings in your office or anything?
What belongings do that do, bro?
Take wallet, keys, and water.
Yeah, let's just start it here in the deal's office, and then we'll give it back to him when we come back. Or we can put it downstairs, because we'll probably just process after this. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, you ready? Okay. We have to take stairs, so somebody's gonna walk right in front of you.
I'll walk by.
Sean Higgins will spend the rest of his life in prison, just like Stephen McDaniel. They really do have a lot in common. Another case that's similar is this giant. Check it out. Click here. Sean Higgins will spend the rest of his life in prison, just like Stephen McDaniel. They really do have a lot in common. Another case that's similar is this giant. Check it out. Click here.